sweetgeorgiapam.com. That's her website. She's got some free things we'll talk about here in a second. She's also on social media, Sweet Georgia Pam. Very easy to remember. And if you're on YouTube, just hit a like, subscribe, and put your dreams in the comments. Today, we're going to do something a little different. I wanted to kind of bring up some things that happened, this year. One being Doctor Strange. The movie came out, which is, I'm a geek and love it. But there was something in that movie that was mentioned that I want your take on. And then also just the, this probably has nothing to do with anything, but I felt like with Doctor Strange and then the Webb telescope pictures and the just amazing images of the galaxies and us not being alone in the universe. Because look, do we really need any more proof that there's the intense possibility that we're not alone? But the reason I bring both of those up is when it comes to the universe, there's a theory that when it comes to reincarnation, that it's not just our lives on this planet, right? That there is the possibility that we live lives on other planets. And so to me, when I saw those first images of the Webb telescope over the summer, I thought, are these the places we get to go to in our different lives, if you believe in that philosophy? So that kind of goes in with Doctor Strange, because in Doctor Strange is about the multiverse. And in Doctor Strange, it was mentioned that dreams are your experiences in other parts of the multiverse. So dreams are not necessarily fake. They're your actual, it's what you're doing at night when you're in another place. So what are your take on dreams and what they mean? And do people ask you these questions?
Welcome to the deep episode.
I know, right? I'm just, yes. If you haven't had your cup of coffee, if you haven't had your cup of coffee yet, if you're listening to this, first thing in the morning,
multiverse.
Let's talk about the multiverse. But that was something that was mentioned in Doctor Strange, and for some reason, it also brought up the images of our universe, which is vast. So anyway.
All right. Well, so I'm going to rely on you a little bit to connect the response with whatever's in your head right now, Melissa. No, I think I have some thoughts. So let's just go with them, but I want you to help me thread them together. Okay. Where I go with this idea that our dreams, okay, so what you said is my dreams are actual other lives I'm living in other
places,
multiverse, other parts of the multiverse. Okay.
Right. Now the idea with the multiverse being, how do I put it? That is different. It's almost like choose your own adventure. To me, for those who are not geeks and not into all this stuff, the multiverse idea is to choose your own adventure. You're still you, but if you had made a different choice, then you're split off into this other universe.
Okay.
So there could, with the Doctor Strange philosophy, it is that there could be countless numbers of you having these different experiences based on, when you were a kid, if you decided that you went to this college instead of that college, well, your life would have been taken a different path. So it's the different paths, and you get a chance to experience all the potential paths.
The parallel universe.
Yes, this is really deep. This is really deep. But it was just, anyway.
I love it so much because let's just bring us back down into this world for a second. But this is why I went into spiritual direction, because I think we may have talked about this before on the show too. But as we start talking about dreams and dream interpretation, people start to wonder deeper and deeper things. Yeah. Because they start taking their dreams a little bit more seriously. And so then it opens them up to some more deeply contemplative headspace, right? So I love this line of questioning, but here's where it takes me. People come to me a lot with dreams that come true, or predictive dreams, and they want some guidance about what happens if I dream something that I know then it's going to happen, and I'm responsible for it. Like, what do I do? How do I respond? So this question that you're posing kind of has that same feel to it of, what if the dreams that I'm having were truly happening in another parallel life? What then, right? So the interpretation aside, what do I do with that information? Okay, so let's pretend for a moment that it's true. And I go to sleep tonight and I dream about running from alligators, or let's just throw that one out there. Running from
You're
alligators
running from alligators.
in a swamp, right? I'm running through a swamp and I'm running from alligators. Okay. So then I wake up and I go, that's me. That's for real happening in another place.
Right.
Okay. What do I do with that? I'll tell you where my little brain goes.
Okay.
I'm always supposed to be in this life. I'm anchored to this life. This is the only place I can do anything about anything, is in this life.
Mm-hmm.
So I would see that version of me as a like we're guardian angels for each other. So I would say, how can that inform my life as a warning, or as a part of me? It's still the same as interpretation. How can I interpret that to inform my life here? And in my creative imaginative space, which is where my dreams happen anyway, how can I, now this is where I'm going to go off the rails, how can I respond as if I'm a guardian angel for that version of me? So I go to my spiritual beliefs and I'm going to do some creative imaginative work on behalf of her, of whom I dreamt, and hold space in this world for her over there, knowing that she maybe is dreaming of me and doing the same thing for me.
But see, the good thing about that is that there's a care and a concern for yourself, right? You know, the purpose of the podcast, and I think why I've been such a fan of Pam's work over the years, is the fact that dreams are there to help you in some way. So most of our shows are traditional interpretation of dreams, but it's something about this concept. I don't know. I'm a geek, so there was a lot of geeky things that happened this year, and and I, in my spare time, read a lot of hippy dippy stuff and philosophies and thoughts, because I think the universe is expanding and I need to expand my mind to keep up. But um, regardless of what dreams end up doing, the whole point is not to ignore them.
Yep.
And to, again, use them as a way to heal yourself.
Yeah.
And when you just said that, it makes me think, how often do we think of ourselves as a guardian angel for ourselves? Hardly ever.
I'm getting all giddy because you're meeting like this is the spiritual direction piece. I love to help people figure out A, how to take their dreams seriously, but B, how to use them for the anchoring, to help them anchor into their center and actually be more trusting of their inner guidance. And be more it's people use the woo-woo word all the time, and everybody has their own line of where we cross it, and it's like, oh, too woo-woo, right? People will come and they'll just whisper like, I don't want to be too woo-woo, but, and then they'll tell me something that I'm like, there's no too woo-woo for me, right?
Yeah. And there's no judgment. There's no judgment if you're like, I'm not comfortable with this, but I still would love to get my dreams interpreted. I mean, there's because look, as a geek, I'm used to people saying, Melissa, really? How about you just come down from the clouds and you'll be all right.
You said the Doctor Strange philosophy is, and I was like, oh, that's like a religion. Like, I live by Doctor Strange philosophy. I just love it. But for me, it's about, how do I anchor whatever you're bringing to the table? How do I anchor it into grounded reality, where it's useful and quirky and you can own it because you brought it to the table, which means you really enjoy it. So we weave it anyway. So that's how it weaves together for me, is my dream space is the same internally as my creative imagination space, and I can use both for my own betterment.
Well, my thought is, you're not alone, right? Even if you have yourself, and and Pam and I've talked off air many times about the danger of isolation within this pandemic that we've been experiencing, right? And to me, is if you're still having to be isolated, then you still have yourself to rely on and help you through it, right? So I think we have a lot of work to do on connection, but you can still connect with yourself through your dreams, right? And Pam can definitely help you with that. And all you got to do is go to sweetgeorgiapam.com. That is her website. You can find her on social media, Sweet Georgia Pam. Also, if you're someone who wants to really get good at this dream thing and you're not remembering them very well, there's a downloadable guide called 6 Nights to Better Dream Recall. And the best thing is it's free, thanks to Pam. And you can get it at her website, sweetgeorgiapam.com. And again, that's where you can sign up for a free half-hour Zoom session. If you're new to it, she wants to help you feel comfortable with it. And like I said, she does work one-on-one, and she does parties too. I don't know if you do. I'm thinking of like
absolutely
birthday dream, unwrapping birthday parties or something, whatever. She's creative. She'll come up with something. But anyway, sweetgeorgiapam.com. My love, thank you so much. I always enjoy these conversations.
This is great. This has been a good one. Sweet dreams, everybody.